Here's the snap. Mahomes running to his right. Look out, he may run. Mahomes directly. No, throw the end down. Battle intercepted. Picked off in the end zone. Bucs are going to beat the Chiefs. We're the champions of the world, and we still have a minute 33 to go.
Looks left all the way, single coverage, one-on-one. Oh, what a catch! Mike Evans fighting through Benjamin St-Juste for a 17-yard touchdown.
Second down, 10. Rashad White now in the backfield. Baker Mayfield throws a sideline route, outfield. Caught ball to the 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans does it again. Fire the cannons, Bucs. Running to the right. Irving inside the 10 to the 5. 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Bucky Irving takes it to the house. From the 10. Come on, Bucs. 3:27 to go. McNabb dropping. That's intercepted at the 10 to the 20. He's gone. Going coast to coast. Rodney Barber to the 50 to the 40. Barber to the 30. Nobody's going to touch him. Rodney Barber. Here's the snap to Rattler. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Near sideline. Incomplete pass. Bucs take the ball away. On downs. Down and 10. Blitz coming. Heineke flushed it. He's sacked at the 41-yard line. That time the blitz pays off, and Levante David has a quarterback sack. Dropping Gannon, looking Gannon, throws up the middle. Heads intercepted at the 30. Derek Brooks 30. Brooks to the 25, 20. Derek Brooks all the way. There it is. The dagger's in. We're going to win the Super Bowl.
As long as we don't go fast, physical team, I promise you we'll like the outcome. Playmakers on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Evans now deploys to the right in the slot. Now in motion. Mike Evans drifts over to the left slot. Baker Mayfield shotgun. They know what we're going to do. Baker Mayfield looks, throws the ball to caught ball. Evans, he's got it to the 40-yard line. 1,000 plus. Mike Evans, 11 seasons in a row. How about them Buccaneers at number 13?
Hey, we're the Buccaneers. Ho, 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 we're the Buccaneers. Offense, defense. Now we're here to say, make the walk the plank, throw them in Tampa. Bang, 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 bang. Tampa, hey, get Tampa. Hey, I say Tampa. Hey, get Tampa. Hey, we the Bucs. You know they brought the crew, so we gotta turn them up. No matter if we run, blow, the offense on the roll, and the defense can't stop, and they screaming, let's go. Get it, got it, he gone. That boy took that thing down to the end zone. And the only thing on my mind is just bucking your time, and I'm a
What's going on, Buccaneer fans? Hope you guys are doing well out there. Another episode here of the Frozen Pirate Podcast. We have a lot to talk about as far as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How can I put this lightly? I kind of kept myself from going on and kind of overreacting, especially with everything that's transpired with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously, being a Bucs fan, was very excited at the beginning of the season. A lot of excitement, but I think we ignored a lot of red flags with this team. Look, this episode today is going to be about firing Coach Bowles. We got to fire Coach Bowles, and we got to do this, and we got to do that. It's not going to be about that. It's just going to be about accountability. And, a lot of Buc fans are complaining. A lot of players, it's not my fault. This one's saying it's not the coach's fault. Listen, at the end of the day, it's everybody's fault. I'm gonna dive into the NFC South, the state of the South. Ralph of Damn YouTube Sports Talk, who is a Carolina Panthers fan, he's gonna join us in roughly about 10 minutes, around 8:10, 8:15. Jamie might be joining us around the 8:30 hour to kind of give his input. I'm sure he'll appreciate the hat. But yeah, we have a lot of good things coming up here. But before we get started, guys, make sure you smash that like button, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Frozen Pirate Podcast. If you're watching us live on Instagram, come on over to YouTube, join us there. It helps us out big time with the algorithm. But first, I want to promote this little series Daniel Morales and myself of Fear the Bay have been doing. We just recently wrapped up, well, not recently, a couple of weeks ago, we wrapped up the 2025 Tampa Bay Sports Collectors Expo. I did some interviews out there with the likes of Dante Culpepper. I already put that interview out. He had some interesting things to say about football today, but it's a series called Life After Football. We did one with Dante. We did one with the one that I have coming out next is Dwight Smith, Super Bowl 37 champion. But the interview I had with Dante Culpepper was truly, it was amazing. Daniel Morales and myself, we killed it. Make sure you guys go give him a follow at Fear the Bay. He did an awesome job, asked some great questions with that. I want to play a clip for you guys. I want to get into that first, kind of promote that so you guys can see what we're talking about. That way, you guys, if you guys haven't watched it, go out, go check it out, go smash the like button on that. It was a really fun time, but I'm going to go ahead and play a clip for you guys with Dante Culpepper here before we get cracking, before I start some heads with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So here's that clip. He had interesting comments to talk about Baker Mayfield. And actually, before I play that, I was listening to Baker's press conference today. I commend him. He's trying to do the right thing, to take accountability. Hey, it's not Coach Bowles' fault. It's my fault. I gotta play better. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And I understand that. That's his job. He's a leader. But at the end of the day, this is on everybody. But Dante Culpepper had some great comments about Baker Mayfield. Let's go ahead and play that.
Your take on Baker Mayfield and his style of play?
I love the way he plays the game. He's a winner. He's a baller. And he's one of those guys that if everybody does their job around him, he'll be successful.
He'll be successful. Now, I don't want to give too much of that away for you guys. I want you guys to go check out the episode. He said a lot more. He actually had a lot of cool things to say about Warren Sapp and how it was playing against guys like Warren Sapp. And he was never really afraid of those guys, and it was pretty cool to listen to him talk about that. So make sure you guys go and check that out. There it is right there. Dante Culpepper, Life After Football. It was a great interview. I will put the links actually in my story. It's available in the story. So if you guys want to go check that out, it was a good interview. It was fun. But back at the Cove here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't know where to start with this team, but I will say this. The Buccaneers need a reality check, and excuse me for cussing in this episode. I know I don't really do that too much anymore, but I mean, 3rd and fucking 28. Still can't get over that. 3rd and 28, you couldn't stop the Atlanta Falcons. The defense is terrible. No pass rush, unfortunately. And that's my take. The pass rush is not very good. He went out and got APP. We talked about this, and a lot of you seem to think that, oh, this is a desperate move. It's not a fucking desperate move. The reason why they signed JPP is to go in there and crack skulls and help hold people accountable, to give this defense some type of boost, some type of motivation to get going. I don't know what it's going to take to motivate that defense, and it's not everybody. But the thing is, with Todd Bowles' scheme, I do agree with what Gerald McCoy had to say. If one person's out of position, the defense doesn't work. And I get that, but I do like what Todd Bowles had to say, too, at this press conference. I actually like that he was cussing. This is your fucking livelihood, yada, 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 this and that. He's right. There's a big issue with this team. They lack confidence. And a lot of people want to blame the secondary, this and that, and I understand that. But your secondary ain't going to be shit if you don't have a pass rush. That's what it kind of boils down to. This team doesn't have a pass rush. They didn't address that shit offseason. Didn't. I mean, I know they drafted a couple of guys, but I've been sitting here and I've been saying, hey, go out, go trade for a premier pass rusher. It's okay to get rid of these picks. I love Jason Light, but sometimes he's wrong. I'm not trying to call out Kalijah Kancey, but a lot of you guys are on Kalijah Kancey's bandwagon. He hasn't really done much. He's been hurt every single year he's played, and I'm not knocking the dude. But it's just a fact. This team needs a real pass rusher. Fuck them picks. Excuse my language. Fuck those picks. Go out, go trade for a Max Crosby, or go out and go trade for a TJ Watt. I don't know what you got to do, but get somebody in here. Get somebody in here. Your secondary can only cover for so long. 3-4 seconds at tops. Kirk Cousins had all the time in the world to throw the football. All the time in the world to throw the football. And then I got to listen to these press conferences. Baker Mayfield saying this, Mike saying this. And I feel bad for Mike because he balled out that game. 6 catches, I think, for 130-something yards receiving. Just balled out. Dude almost got paralyzed in that game. And that's another thing too. Baker Mayfield, I'm going to call him out too. Baker needs to, I don't know what's going on with his confidence level. It's like he's like lost in space. It's like sometimes when you work, like I do construction and I'm working with some guys and they're like just kind of looking around and they just lost. They have a bad day, but it's been multiple bad games for Baker Mayfield. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call it. Listen, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And that's just my opinion. And I really don't care what anybody else has to say. That's the beauty of my platform. Shout out to Dwight Smith, who said, just speak your truth, man. And I'm speaking my truth. I'm calling it how I see it. Another thing, too. Rachaad White had one of the biggest runs of that game against the Atlanta Falcons, and they didn't go back to him. They're not utilizing Rachaad White. That's another thing, too. Coach Grizzard, man, I don't know. I can't sit here and make excuses for him anymore about, he's had injuries. To deal with the offense. Man, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. To me, this is a player and a coach problem. This is such a great locker room. Family-oriented. I don't know. From what I seen with Mike, he wasn't too happy about it. I see, and I see guys dodging. Jay Retcher brought up something on his podcast a couple days ago. Guys didn't want to speak to the media. They're dodging the media. Where's the accountability at? Some guys just need to get fucking held accountable. It's okay to call out some guys. I know we love these guys. Look, I love Baker Mayfield, but he's played like dog shit. Sorry. It's okay. I have bad take times. It's okay. Even Tom Brady throws an interception here and there. It's okay. But to sit here and say that it's just coaching, it's bullshit. It's everybody. It's everybody. Offense doesn't complement defense. Defense doesn't complement the offense. The offense will do something good. The defense goes out there, shit the bed. The defense will go get a turnover. Baker can't push the ball down the field. We're not using Rachaad White properly. I don't know why. The dude is a pass-catching back. Why aren't we throwing the football more to Rachaad White? That's something I just don't understand. Why aren't we getting Rachaad White more involved in the passing game? That's a coaching thing. He was second behind Christian McCaffrey after most yards after contact a couple of years back. What's happening? And a lot of people are like, oh, we want John Gruden. I want Gruden. What the fuck is John Gruden going to do in this day and age? What is he going to do? Let me know in the comment section. Love to hear it. Sorry for the cussing, but I'm just kind of, it's just a little ridiculous when I hear some of these takes. And, hey, maybe some of my takes are a little ridiculous, but I'm just telling you, and I'm not going to sit here and bash the coaching staff, and I'm not bashing players. This is called constructive criticism and being held accountable. I don't really care about people's feelings. You're a multi-millionaire. You make millions and millions of dollars. I don't think they really care about what I have to say. But I am going to speak my truth, man. This is a player problem, and this is a coaching problem. They need to get new personnel on the defense. Who knows? I'm going to bring in Ralph in just a second. We're going to be chopping it up about the state of the South. Apparently nobody wants to win the South. But again, guys, the biggest problem I see with this team is the lack of pass rush, and basically, just not playing. They don't complement each other. That's just kind of what it comes down to. They just don't complement each other. And it's hurting the team. I'm sure we're going to find out some more stuff later on. I'm sure we're going to find out, so-and-so was doing this, and, there's problems in the locker room and da-da-da-da, this and that. It's just been a stressful year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you can go back to week 1. The cardiac kids. Looking back at that shit, man. Not being able to blow out the Jets, a really bad football team, and losing to them like that, and like all those close games, now you're starting to look like, we were fooled. Because in all reality, I don't really think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are that good of a football team. This isn't a good football team. Prove me wrong. This isn't a good football team. It's not a disciplined team. The Atlanta Falcons had 19 penalties, 20 penalties, and you still lost the game? You were up. It was 3rd and 28. You still lost. You had a 2-score lead at one point. You still lost. That's not a disciplined football team. That comes down to coaching, and you can't get a pass rush. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this year. I don't know what's going to happen this Sunday, but the Buccaneers got to win this game. They have to win this game, because if they don't win this game, they're cooked. To be honest with you, I don't think they deserve to be in the playoffs. Unless they show me something, unless we put belt to ass to the Carolina Panthers, unless we knock their block off, this team does not deserve to be in the playoffs. And quite frankly, nobody's the champ of the NFC South. You want to know who the champion is of the NFC South? You know who won the NFC South? The New England Patriots, because they swept that whole division. Oh, he's only saying that because he likes the Patriots. He's in Massachusetts. No. I'm just telling you because it's a fact. They swept the NFC South. They're the NFC South champs. Coach Vrabel said it. Congratulations, you're the NFC South champs. This division sucks. This division is probably the worst division in football. And the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are sitting at 7-7, you can't tell me that's a good football team. You can't. That's not a good football team. They got major problems. I hope they corrected them. I really do. I hope they corrected them. I hope that that changes, that they get hot. I think they're gonna beat the Carolina Panthers this week. Convince me. I want to bring in my guest now. Ralph, damn U2 Sports Talk. I was on with them guys on Monday. I was going off. Ralph, my guy, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's happening, Lou? What's up, man?
I haven't really gotten over what happened, man. I'm just a little ticked off because, like, even you're probably pissed off too, man. Like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to win the South. Like, what is the deal? Like, let's talk about the Carolina Panthers, man. What's up with you guys? I mean, for me, it's like we had expectations of winning the division. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You guys, I always thought you guys would come in second. I mean, but what's your take, man? You guys had an opportunity. You saw the Bucs lose to the Falcons in embarrassing form. What's your take on what was going through your mind as a Panthers fan watching the the Tampa Bay Bucs lose that game? And then how did you feel going in and realizing that the Panthers lost
Now,
on
you know what I'm
Sunday?
saying? We got swept by the Saints. We 0-2 this season against the Saints. So once I seen y'all lose, and that put us in, first in division, I didn't think that was gonna last long anyway, because this season wasn't even supposed to be the Panthers winning the division. And for us to be this close to the, winning the division, I don't think they was ready, because they too inconsistent. Every time they have a chance to really take the division, they lose a game. Like we lost to San Francisco. We should have won that game. Then you drop 2 games to the Saints. So this wasn't even a team that was supposed to be this high up. It just it lucked up for us that, and I hate that this happened, because you don't never want nobody to get hurt. But when Chuba Hubbard got hurt, we brought in Rico Dow in free agency, and that made him the lead back. And once he came in, it's like the running game took off. Not talking bad about Chuba Hubbard, but when Chuba went down and Rico Dow took over as running back one, the running game took off. That kind of was like the spark to our season, and we found an identity. We got back to Panther football, which is run the ball first. And, Rico Dow had those 2 or 3 games straight where he was like 200 yards rushing, and he jumped into the top 5 in the NFL in rushing. So had that never happened, I don't think that we will be in this position, because that kind of sped up everything. Nobody expected Rico Dow to come in as when we signed him in free agency, to come in and go crazy running the ball like that. And, we had some comeback wins against the Dolphins, and I think it was somebody else we came back and beat. And then we had some good wins against Green Bay and the LA Rams. And
you guys did really good against LA. I was convinced. I'm like, oh shit! Like the Bucs really need to they better be on their A game. Yeah, tighten up, because
that was
Carolina. We got throttled, bro, by the Carolina Panthers.
Y'all was in LA. Yeah, y'all went to LA. We had the luxury of LA coming to us. You know what I'm saying? So the run game with Rico Dow is really what like took us off. We didn't expect for this season to even be where we at now. So the fact that we are where we at now in this season is like they unprepared for it, because they wasn't even expecting for this season to be that. So now that it's like you had winnable games in which you were in. San Francisco was a winnable game that we was in. We should have won. And you got swept by New Orleans. So we just too inconsistent, because I don't think that we were ready, that we was expecting to be in this position. And I still say we get inconsistency from the quarterback position. Now Bryce do have games where he kind of he throw for 300 yards, but that's not his game. He's not a game changing quarterback. He's a game manager.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, because I hate saying that though, because of Cam Newton. He kind of did that whole game
he
management.
Phrased it. Yeah. Shout out to Cam if you ever see this. I can give him his credit on that. But Bryce is not a game changer. He's a game manager. And I think now what teams are doing is they realize that Bryce is starting to get talked about and look better because of Rico Dow in the run game. So now what teams are doing is they're selling out to stop the run and make Bryce beat him with his arm. And he's had more games under 200 yards. I mean, he only had a couple games this year where he's thrown for 300 yards. I think he threw for 300 against Arizona. He threw for over 300 against Atlanta. And I think he might have been close to 300 against the Rams. But it's only 2 or 3 games which he done went over 300 yards passing. So a lot of teams is now selling out to stop the run, because that is the bread and butter of the team that's making Bryce look better than what people think he is. So, I mean, the defense is playing better, but we still have spurts where, we give up plays we shouldn't give up. But I think that's just what it is this season. We wasn't expected to be in this position, and now that we in this position, we don't know how to take advantage of it because this wasn't something that we was expected to be in.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't really pick the Carolina Panthers. A lot of people thought it was going to be the Atlanta Falcons in the South. And, we all knew that the New Orleans Saints were going to be absolute trash. I mean, but here they are now making a late season push. Not saying that they're making a late season push, but you know what I'm saying. They're kind of being douchebags right now. They're kind of knocking everybody off unexpectedly. Yeah, playing spoiler. And, when I was at that game against the New Orleans Saints, man, I was betting on a victory. I'm like, we're going to sweep them, But my thing is, when I was there watching that, again, the Buccaneers defense is atrocious. They just can't stop a nosebleed. They don't have a pass rush. I thought Hassan Reddick was going to be the guy that kind of puts Yaya Diaby over. Yaya Diaby's improved. I like Yaya Diaby as an edge rusher. But that kid needs help. He needs a premier pass rusher. And the Buccaneers are not going to go to the Super Bowl this year. I'm sorry to be honest with Buc fans. We're not going to the Super Bowl this year, not with that defense. No way. Unless they can improve, unless they can get hot like that 2020 season, when they lost to the Chiefs and then they just went on an 8-game winning streak. But Tom Brady's not walking through that door. Bruce Arians is not coming out of retirement to coach his team during the playoffs. This team's got to figure it out, just like the Carolina Panthers do. They have to figure it out, too, because I think there's more pressure on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers than there is Carolina Panthers. If you guys lose to us, right, hey, we came in second place. We improved from last year. That only makes this fucking cat down here. It's the first time I'm really having her down here. She's just fucking everything up, man.
She out of her element.
Yeah, a little bit. She just wants to mess with shit. Shout out to Callie. Shout out to my kid, Cody, 8 years old today. Just turned 8 years old. He was very excited. I know he's probably watching on the big screen.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy. 8 years young. Imagine that. With this Tampa Bay Buccaneers and this Carolina Panther game coming up, this is going to be interesting football, man. Who wants this game? Imagine if it ends in a tie? We talked about this Monday. Listen, if it ends in a tie, Ralph, if this shit ends in a tie, nobody from the South belongs in the playoffs. I think you take a team that's in the hunt, that's seventh in that playoff bracket, and you put them in and you take out whatever team out of the South, because nobody in the South deserves to be in the playoffs. They're going to be one and done.
Right.
They're going to be one and done. If I swear to you, if this game goes in a tie, if this game ends in a tie, bro, I'm done with the season. I'm done with the season. Because that gives me 1976 Buccaneer vibes all over again. I'm sorry. They have it. I don't know if you probably didn't watch it because you're not a Bucs fan, but on Amazon Prime Video, there's a nice little documentary on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raise the Flags. Pretty cool. And I was watching some of that stuff and watching that Brady era, watching the Winston era, watching the Baker era. It doesn't have the same aura. We keep saying Baker's a dog. I get it, but we said that about Todd Bowles and how, hey, it wasn't easy for Todd Bowles to take over this team, this and that, and now here we are. It's the same old situation versus you guys. You guys have one of our former offensive coordinators, which I'm okay that he moved on. I think a big problem right now for the Buccaneers is the rotation of offensive coordinators. You had Dave Canales, who took off to go coach you guys. We had Liam Cohen, who's now with the Jaguars, who's doing fantastic. I thought that was the coach after Bowles, but he left for greener pastures. A lot of people give him shit. I don't knock him, man. A lot of people don't like what he did. I think he's kind of a little douchey for making up a lie. I don't know if you heard the story about him. What he said. He said he was at a doctor's appointment with his kid or whatever. And he was with the Jaguars, I think it was, finalizing a contract. But he's doing a fantastic job over there. Outside of the lie, he shouldn't have did that. I wanted him to be the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because I feel like it's a lot easier to have an offensive-minded head coach, because the most important thing on a football team, in my opinion, is the offense. Yeah, the defense stops, but the offense puts up points. Right. You know what I'm saying? So to have an offensive-minded head coach running the offense and having an assistant like offensive coordinator or whatever, what have you, I think it makes things easier where you
Right.
can kind of rotate your defense. You can promote within because you're implementing the same style of defense. I don't really, I haven't given up on Todd Bowles yet, depending on the way the season goes. But if we don't make the playoffs, I think it's time for a change, and I think it's time to move on. Unfortunately, I think the team is going to need. I don't even want to think about that right now. I just want them to get in the playoffs and win a couple of games, because I'll tell you one thing: if they get one and done in the playoffs, even that, like, let me ask you, if you're running the show with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, bro. Say the Bucs don't make the playoffs. So you keeping Todd Bowles as your head coach?
No, I wouldn't. Not as a head coach. You know what I'm saying? I would move off of him because, like you said, today's NFL is shifting more towards more offensive minded. You know what I mean? That's why I think, in my opinion, the Bill Belichick's is out of the NFL, and
Yeah.
Todd Bowles is kind of in that realm of coaching.
Right.
The same thing with Tomlin, in my opinion. They're not offensive enough. Not saying those are not good guys, but they're just not offensive enough for today's NFL to be a head coach.
Right.
Now, if they could just, if they were defensive coordinators and could just focus strictly on the defense, then that'd be something different. But when you're a head coach, you just don't focus on just the defense. You got the whole team that you gotta be in charge of. And today's NFL just doesn't fit the mold of those guys. I mean, those were good coaches 10 years ago. You know what I mean? I mean, not exactly 10 years ago, but years ago. When the NFL
different
was,
style of play. Yeah.
Yeah. When the defense was in. But
oh yeah, like if Todd Bowles was a head coach 10 years ago, 11 years ago, like outside of the Jets, and like because he did have a raw deal with the New York Jets. But I think if he had a different team and you could play that style of defense, I think he would do all right. I think he would have maybe better success. I just think this day and age, it's tough to play defense because you can't hit the quarterback, you can't touch the receivers, you can barely hit the running backs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different type of league. But I mean, like I said, I think it's really bad for a quarterback to have different offensive coordinators rotating over and over. Like this guy got really comfortable with Liam Cohen's system and the way we did things. The way I loved Liam Cohen's offense. It was probably by far one of the best Buccaneer offenses I've seen in a long time. They didn't have some games that they weren't the greatest on all games. But, I think with Liam Cohen's offense, this Buccaneers offense was deadly. It was potent. Mike looked very comfortable in there. Chris looked good in the offense, even though those guys got hurt. But still, like, Chris was having a fantastic year last year under Liam Cohen. He was on his way to be one of the best receivers of the league that year, and then all that happened. Just like Bucky Irvin had a fantastic year. Rashad White had a really good year. The whole offense had a really good year. Now you're seeing what he's doing with Jacksonville is really good. So shout out to him. Christopher Cole says Tomlin has his team on top of the NFC, on top of the AFC North. He does. I just think that the reason why he has that team on top of the AFC North is because, and I'm going to bring Jamie in. I'm sure he's on his high horse right now with the Chicago Bears. And we're going to talk about some playoff situations and some playoff implications here within the next couple of weeks. It's pretty interesting to look at the bracket. We were covering that on your show on Monday. But as far as the South goes, if this game ends in a fucking tie, man,
it's gonna be bad.
Fuck the South, bro. Like nobody deserves to be in the playoffs. Let me bring in Jamie. I'm curious to hear what he's got to say. Jamie, my boy, how we doing, buddy? Good evening, sir. How we living? I'm doing all right, buddy. You know how I am with this cold, with these Buccaneers.
Did you put a side bet on Ralph how long I would be on here before I mentioned your hat?
Actually, I mentioned you early on. I said shout out to Jamie. I'm sure he would approve.
Well, do you remember the story of this when I first moved to DC?
I don't think you told me the story.
So I'd been living overseas for the last 5 years. I'd been in Europe and the Middle East, and I didn't realize that wearing a White Sox cap had cultural connotations that had nothing to do with being a supporter of the White Sox. and that people were wearing it because of the colors and it looked cool and all this. And, I'm a born and bred White Sox fan. I'm a South Sider. And I would see guys wearing these White Sox caps, and I'd walk up to them and be like, yeah, go Sox. And people were looking at me like, who is this weird dude coming
Didn't
up to
have
me?
a fucking
Like,
clue who you were.
I had no idea. And, this was a time in DC in the 2000s where the people wearing the White Sox cap were trying to send a message about being, tough guys and running the neighborhood
Thugs.
and all this. Thugs, sure. And I was just Mr. like, hey, man, go Sox. All right.
Sox.
But I think people were so sort of like taken aback by it that everyone was just like, yeah, okay. Nobody ever really said anything to me. But
I think it's a classic hat. I mean, I think it's just that logo is very classic.
It's
I
one
like
of the coolest logos.
Yeah, it's listen,
simple. It's unchanging.
I got this little badge on the side too. I don't know if that counts for anything.
Yeah. What you got to get is one with a white background and a black socks denoting the famous.
Yeah, man, look, I like the snapbacks because these fitted hats now they're like $54. I don't know what happened there. They used to be $34. I don't understand like why.
I went to the mall a couple weeks ago. I haven't been on the show in a few weeks, so I haven't caught you guys up on anything in my life. I haven't been to a mall in ages properly. Like we've been in this one. We pop into this kids play place called Jolly Ollie. My son plays there and it's fun. But we went to take the kids to meet Santa and properly like spent a couple hours in the mall. First of all, malls are popping again. I don't know what happened.
Yes, they are.
But malls are popping again. Second of all, there are some stores that are still in business that I'm somewhere between, wow, that's cool, that's still in business, and how is that still in business? And one of them is Lids, because it feels like their hats are twice as expensive as anything you get anywhere else. And does it work is it just like girls going to get their boyfriends a hat and they're already in the mall and they're like, oh, he loves this team? Like it's not that it's like a higher quality, so it's more expensive. It's literally the exact same hat. It's just twice the price.
Yeah, the prices are insane now. They went up from like, that's why I like the snapbacks. They're still at a reasonable price. Some of them are a little expensive. I went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team store. Cody wanted those big chains that they make with the team logo now.
Yeah.
So Cody was dying to have one. I didn't get one for him when we went to Disney because we stopped in Tampa to have, we spent the day out there. We had a day to kill before we went back home. He wanted one, and I was like, I don't know, Cody, that's a little expensive. They're like $50. So,
and it's plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic. So I went back to the team store. I wanted to get a jersey for Cody. This was going to be his birthday present because today's his birthday. I was going to get the creamsicle jersey, the white creamsicle, with his name on the back, Cody, and then the year he was born, 17. They wanted to charge me $170 for a jersey, custom jersey. And they're like,
this is the team store. Here's the thing: team store is always going to be super expensive. My first team store I ever went to was actually that Buffalo game I went to. That's different, though, right? Like you expect the team store to be more expensive, and you're okay with it, right?
Yeah.
They're actually paying their workers, and it's on site, and it's part of the actual official team. It's not like a Lids thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like you're just doing this because you got to pay rent.
Yeah, it's. So when I was in there, I was like, oh man, and then the guy was like, oh, you just missed him. He's on the other side of the stadium. They're not doing it. I said, well, when are you guys gonna print it out? When would you guys be able to? They're like, oh, until Wednesday. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be here. They're like, we can ship it out. I was like, you know what? And I looked to the side. I seen the logo. I seen the necklace. I'm like, I'm just gonna grab that. I'll save myself $100. Brought it back. He was thrilled with it. He wears it. He likes it. It's hanging up on his bed right now, I believe. But overall, man, Tampa was cool, man. Jamie, we talked. Friday wasn't the best. Saturday, we killed it. We had a really good interview with Dante Culpepper. I don't know if anybody got to check it out yet, but that was a really fun interview. Daniel and myself did.
I sent that around to everybody. I was so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I really liked that interview. He's very down to earth.
He seemed cool, man. He seemed really cool.
It was.
I
Funny
was also very jealous of you.
It was kind of weird because like I seen him in the back and I seen him signing stuff. And I didn't like standing next to him because he's really big, man.
He's a big dude. When he's gesturing with his hands, I'm like, yo, his hand is bigger than Louis' torso.
Yeah, he was a big dude. And I walked by him and like I was like, holy shit, that's Dante Culpepper. And I was like, it's Dante Culpepper. I'm like, hey man, Madden 2002, man, you were a fucking cheat code, dude. I had you on the Bucs. Had you on the Bucs, man. And he's like, I appreciate it. And I was like, all right, he's cool. And 10 minutes of his time gave me what I think it was like 16, 17-minute interview, man. Really cool guy, down to earth. I really like his personality. Looking forward to getting him back on. He said he would. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to getting him back on. We did BJ Upton, former Tampa Bay Ray.
I haven't gotten to watch that one yet. And
well, I
that's
haven't-
the one. And
Yeah.
that's the one I told you. I was like, because you're like, oh, I got this guy BJ Upton. I was like, what? You got BJ Upton?
Yeah, I got BJ Upton.
I'm more of a baseball guy than you are.
So
Yeah,
what we're
yeah,
gonna do is we're making these series. So like I kind of just thought about it, when I was editing the Dante Culpepper one. Not editing like the video. The video is raw. What you see is what you get. But like the graphic, and I was just like, what am I gonna name this series? This has got to be a series. If I interview retired players, I want to come up with a series, and I came up with Life After Football. I'm excited.
I think that's been done.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it. That's what stuck to me. Life After Football. We have a really cool one coming up. I'm actually going to promote that. We'll start getting into the NFC and AFC playoff picture because I know there's a lot to unwind.
I don't think you can actually do Life After Football because it looks like it's a product that's already copyrighted and trademarked.
Okay.
But it's Life After Football, and it's about soccer. It's a European thing.
Okay, so we can work something out. I'm going to pull the graphic up real quick, and then I'm going to play a clip. This is an interview I did with Super Bowl 37 champ Dwight Smith. It was an awesome interview, and I have a lot of respect for him. Probably no disrespect to Devon J. Thomas, Dante Culpepper, BJ Upton, and everybody else that I talked to, but I really liked interviewing Dwight Smith. He's not afraid to hold back. We got into a lot of things. Jamie, me and you have talked about this. I really enjoyed the interview. And like I said, I just kind of let him talk and I let him do his thing. And that's the beauty of it. It doesn't matter. And what I loved about doing this interview with Dwight, and I'm going to play a clip of it. And here's the graphic right here so you guys can, get prepared for it. I'm probably going to be dropping this Saturday morning. I mean
this as a compliment. You guys both look like fangirls. You got your sweet smiles on.
Yeah.
That's a great picture.
It is.
But you guys both look like legitimately so happy to be there. It's really cool.
But Dwight is, I liked the interview just because of the simple fact that, we chopped it up and we talked about everything. And he didn't hold back. And the fact that, he wasn't afraid to speak his truth. And, after the interview, I went up to him and I said, hey, man, I really appreciate all I wanted was 10 minutes. You gave me 40. And he's like, yeah, no problem. He is the most down-to-earth, most humble, amazing athlete I've talked to. Maybe a lot of people out there are kind of conflicted about some of the things he was saying in this interview. But that's the beauty of it. We can have difference in opinions. This is just an interview that to me, it was perfect. It was a good conversation. You don't have to agree with everything he said. But I mean, just listen. And he made it very clear in one of the statements. He's like, man, we just got to stop listening to one another. We just got to be able to talk and talk about the right things. You guys mind if I play a clip real quick from the interview?
Good.
All right, here we go. Oh, hold on.
You do 4 years of work for, and now I need to come and show you that I can do the work. Don't I got 4 years on film?
The film is your resume. Yeah.
Yes. I'm not a big fan of the combine. A lot of people put a lot of stock into that.
No, but you know what?
Anybody can throw.
The owners. See, I might need to get off your podcast, man. You might get.
Look, bro.
I might get you banned.
We're unfiltered. So we're not.
Listen, the owners
speak your truth.
Love to parade men around in their drawers to feel power over them, to tell them your hands aren't big enough. This isn't big. Your wingspan ain't big. You're not fast enough. Forget the point that I can play the game.
Right.
If we're going off intangibles, just scouting intangibles, combine intangibles, Rondé Barber shouldn't be in the league.
Short guy. Hey,
but he's slow. 4.69 or something. Like all this, he can't. Like he shouldn't be there. But the man is one of the greatest football players I ever seen play the game.
They said during the NFC Championship game, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, he's going to be the weakest link for the Buccaneers," and he made one of the most iconic plays in Tampa history.
They go too much off of. You can't measure a guy's heart.
No.
First off, you can't measure a guy's heart. If you can't measure the things that really matter in there, why are we having this conversation? You know who can run and jump? My dog. That don't mean he can play.
That's all you guys get. I can't give you too much. That's all you guys get. I can't give the.
Wow, that's great. He's not wrong either.
No,
and especially, now that we've seen what Jerry Jones said, was that last offseason, the offseason before last?
Yeah.
I don't know that it's necessarily true about everybody. I think we've had a generational shift in ownership recently of, you've started to get the Dan Snyders out of the game, right? You've started to get these guys that were kind of loser tech bros who get their rocks off by feeling like they're finally a tough guy because they were picked on in high school. And so now they get the feeling of not to be too controversial, but that it's almost like they own somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Dwight Smith was not afraid to say that during the interview, man. Like I said, and he made a valid point, and I don't want to give too much away, but he said there's no business with the Cowboys winning. That's why they continue to lose. There's more money. You guys gonna wait for the interview? Like I said, it's dropping.
We'll cycle it back to your White Sox hat. I have said this before on the podcast. The owner of the White Sox is a man named Jerry Reinsdorf. And he claims that this isn't exactly what he said, but he spoke in a room full of people who reported this later, that you don't make money off of winning. You make money off of almost winning over and over again. Because if you can keep the fans hooked by having a competitive team, say the Bills, say the Ravens, right? Say the Packers. The Packers win one Super Bowl per legendary Hall of Fame quarterback. Favre got one, Rodgers got one. But they, in that 25-year span, they didn't really have many bad years. Right? They were always competitive. They were always, even when it was really, really hard to make the playoffs, they were usually in the playoffs. Now, mind you, the Vikings, the Bears, and the Lions all sucked at the time. But
yeah,
there is absolute truth to that idea of, you don't make money off of. I will say though, I think Jerry would give about anything to taste the Super Bowl one more time.
You think so?
He knows he's at the end of his life. He's made the money. Now he wants the glory. He already knows he's going to be remembered forever for better or worse. And he probably thinks that, the general consensus amongst people that follow football, and my understanding is that even inside the NFL, is that they could be a really great team if he'd get out of the way. And he thinks that he's Mr. GM and knows how to run the team and all that because they had this incredible run of success in the 90s. And, he's had decades to prove that true, and it hasn't come true. And I think you hit a point in your life where you have infinite money. Right, he has more money than he could spend if he were born again today and started all over fresh.
Right.
You know what?
Look,
I would believe that if Jerry is not doing pre and post game interviews, if Jerry is not flying to OTAs and training camp in the helicopter, landing on the field, I would believe he want to win a Super Bowl if he stopped doing all that.
Well, you have to understand the world he comes from, right? He comes from a generation in a place that we can't even understand. That those are the things that you do to inspire your men. You're a battlefield leader. You have a helicopter. He's wrong, right? But you also have to remember that his mindset is what got him to that insane wealth. So he has confirmation bias that his mindset is correct, because my mindset got me unbelievable wealth. My mindset got me rings. So surely I'm right. He hasn't internalized that, mindsets are generational, and the way that you inspired a player in the 90s with those Cowboys, it was prostitutes and cocaine, is not what inspires guys now in 2025.
Right.
Which is massages and cocaine.
I don't. I mean, you're not lying. All right. Let's dive into some stuff here, Jamie. I'm kind of curious.
Now, Lou, remember, I don't have a whole lot of time. I got to put my
Yeah.
son to bed soon, and we're having an
Yeah.
early one tonight.
So let's kind of chop it up with the Bucs Panthers real quickly. What was your thought process watching? It's a two-part question. What was your thought process watching the Buccaneers play the Atlanta Falcons, and then seeing the fact that the Carolina Panthers had the opportunity to seal a deal and go ahead in this division? They did for a couple of days. They were in first place, and then they kind of just shit the bed. So take me through that as from your standpoint, like about the Bucs and then now the Panthers. That was a bad loss by the Bucs. I'm telling you that.
Yeah. Well, I predicted that one, as you and Dino saw with my predictions. I had the Falcons winning that one. Now, predicting the Falcons or the Panthers this year, is guessing which beetle's going to make it down the tree first, right? Nobody has any foreknowledge about what's going to happen because they're both so wildly, wildly wide open. In either team can put up 3 points or 40 points, and they can either give up no points or give up 45 points, right? We just don't know. We saw, I will say this, I had this thought, and you've talked about this before. This is based on what you've talked about, but the way that the Bucs give up big games to guys, we all remember the Drake London game, right?
Don't want to talk about that.
Right. But we just saw it again, right? You have a guy whose career is on the rocks.
Kyle fucking Pitts.
You had a guy who,
open.
I saw a great tweet about it that said, like, if you watch this game and just this game, you'd think there's a guy that must score touchdowns all the time.
Oh,
huh?
you would think this guy's on his way to be a Hall of Famer. He's on his way to. He's the next Antonio Gates.
And
he
I
looked
will
like
say,
Antonio Gates that game. He was just getting.
Yeah, he did. He did. He looked tall and sure-handed and a great route runner and all this. But what a frustrating game.
Can I
and
ask you
you're
a
right.
question,
That's got to
real
be so
quick?
bad for the locker room. Go for it.
Was I wrong this offseason when I said, and I don't really do the cussing as much, but I'm very pissed off about this loss, the way it happened, the way the collapse happened. You're up 14 points. It's Mike Evans, Jamie. I don't know if did you get to see any of the videos and stuff like that of the off-field stuff?
Post game.
Oh yeah, with
wait, how you mean how Evans was acting on the sideline during the game after he got hurt, or the post game, like
throughout
Todd
the
Bowles
game, the Todd Bowles stuff, and then Mike slamming his fucking helmet and saying it's 3rd and fucking 28. How do you not stop him, man? He's walking into the locker room like losing his shit. I'm not mad at him.
You got a guy who truly plays for the love of the game, right? How many times has he passed up on bigger contracts to play in other teams?
Yeah.
Right, 4 times, 3 times.
Yeah, numerous of
Four.
times.
He's there because he loves the city and he loves the team and he wants to win. And
Yeah.
he's also been to the promised land. And he knows he's near the end of his career. And especially, I thought a lot of the helmet slamming and stuff like that, it seemed like it came after he hurt his back. And I don't know, you would know more about that than I would, but he pretty clearly hurt his back on that play.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, this guy almost got paralyzed. We saw what happened with Jalen McMillan in the preseason. That was almost the same. Jalen McMillan broke his neck.
Yeah.
He
Well,
said
Evans
he
didn't
was
really
on his
land on
power.
his head so much. It looked to me like that was more like a muscular, like a back spasm kind of thing, because his back torqued in
You're
a
not
kind of
supposed to-
funny way. And
You're not supposed to drop on your back like that, dude.
no, and from that height, and like I don't care how much you stretch, I don't care what kind of shape you're in. 3 of us know this.
Yeah.
It gets harder when you get older.
Oh yeah.
Man,
Sometimes it's hard for me to touch my toes right now. I used to touch my toes, no problem. Bend over, touch my
I'm
toes.
fat. It's always hard for me now. But I think back, when I was fighting, like I go in, on our tough nights, we do 11, 12 rounds, and every one of these guys trying to knock you unconscious. And like I got ribs broken and nose broken, all that. And like you go back like 3 days later and you'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm all right, it's just a little sore.
Yeah.
If anything like that happened to me now, I'd be like, man, just
Taking
check
the day
in on me and check in on me in like 6 months.
I'm like this, crackling everywhere. I'm taking the day off, man. That's tough. But I mean, that game was like almost like their death
bad.
blow. It
That
was a
bad.
bad game.
It felt like it.
Yeah,
That felt like that was the season.
I don't know what the deal is with Hassan Reddick. He was getting yelled at by Vita Vea, just kind of like, there was a lot of stuff going on, and you got Coach Bowles saying this is your fucking livelihood. I've never seen Bowles like that
he
ever.
went off.
And I was just like,
what
where's
felt
this?
Like? It felt like the team separated between like people who are playing because they want to win and because they love the team and love the city, and mercenaries, right? The guys you brought in to fill a role for a season.
That's a good fucking point you brought up. That's a really good point, actually, because I'm starting to get those vibes with Hassan Reddick, and I'm not trying to throw the guy under the bus, but
but it's not just Reddick, right? It's the flip side of it, to circle as I always do back to the Bears, because I was talking a lot with my Bears buddies about this week, is CJGJ, right? That the Bears signed, basically got him for free. He wasn't signed to a team, and he was locker room poison. He great on his first team, and then the Eagles, and then looked like his career was over. Brought him in, but it's been the opposite, right? Here's a guy who was known to always have a mercenary mindset and not really care, and just so I love Coach Bowles, and I don't want to.
Yeah, that's how I've been.
I did something wrong, but like, if a guy like Ben Johnson, who's a first-year head coach, can pull this guy in, give him a slot that was basically going to be a practice squad slot, now he's got 2 picks, a forced fumble, 3 passes defended, is all over the place, like 48 solo tackles, something like that, and he was signed in like week 4 or week 6, something like that. Like. Yep. You can have mercenaries on your team. It can only be a certain percentage of the players, and it's really, really coach dependent.
Yeah,
it's like the guy I always go back to, right? Who is the whisperer of the NFL madman? Who takes guys that couldn't play anywhere else, and it's always proven because they eventually leave the team and they go completely nuts. One of them's on trial for attempted murder right now, for example. Tomlin can coach anybody, no matter how crazy they are. I firmly believe that if you gave Tomlin like the Pac-Man Jones Bengals, you remember where like one out of every 3 players had a felony. I firmly believe if you had Tomlin coaching that team, they would have made it to the AFC Championship. And won it.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying with and I want to read this comment out because a lot of people gave this guy crap on a different platform, gave him a lot of crap, and you know what, I was one as well. But now I'm starting to see certain things, and I called out Jason Light as a GM. Like, eventually we have to say, fuck those picks, and you need to go out and you need to go and trade for an elite pass rusher. It's okay to, you got to be all in now. Look, guys like Mike, guys like Levante, they're at the very end of their career. I don't think we're going to see Levante David back. He's slowing down. He's slowed down.
Yeah, it looks like it's about. Although I will say this. I think you bring up a really good point. You have to know when to take the L. I don't think it's that you necessarily need to be all in on win right now. I think it's that if you're going to build a team that's always competitive and every year has a legitimate shot at the Super Bowl, the one thing I will say I think Ryan Poles has done really well is he's looked at his own drafts and his own abilities and said, man, I just can't draft at that position. That's where I make mistakes, right? Yeah. And what he's done is he's moved on from those players, right? Tevin Jenkins was an absolute mauler that we were so excited to have an O-line. And yeah, he was hurt a lot, but like it just got to a point where I was like, okay, well, this isn't the guy. And it was a rough couple of years because he kept, Poles himself was an offensive lineman. He was a late round draft pick. So he kept thinking he could hit on late round draft picks that were him.
Right.
But something happened this past offseason. I don't know if McCaskey got to him, whatever, but somebody just said, hey, listen, you got to accept you just can't do this, buddy. You're clearly not good at it. And so what do? We moved on from all those guys and we went out and we bought an entire offensive line.
Yeah. I want to
I just read David's comment here.
Yeah. And shout out to David because like I said, on a different platform, he would say this and a lot of people would jump down his throat. You don't know what you're talking about. I didn't necessarily jump down his throat because like I said, I'm okay with people having an opinion. Just got to be kind of respectful about it. You can't say, oh, Jason Light's a fucking huge piece of shit. He don't know. Like, it's one thing to say that and one thing to say, hey, I don't really agree with some of his drafts. And David has been spot on and very respectful. And I like David's outside thinking there, thinking outside the box. How many times did I criticize Jason Light in the offseason? It was clear as day the team would have serious issues for all the holes left by Light in the last 3 years. He's not lying. he makes a good point. So shout out to you, David. I appreciate you tuning in. Guys, make sure you guys smash that like button. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the Frozen Pirate podcast. But yeah,
So
Jamie-
David brings up an interesting point here, and I'm gonna slightly criticize it, but I think it's generally correct. It's not that there are serious holes. There are a few holes, but every team has a couple holes. Every team, even the best teams ever, have a couple guys at a couple positions that could be better. It's that there's no depth, right? And that with a team that has had the injury problems they've had the last 2, 3, maybe 4 years, really, but definitely the last 3. You can't do that. You look at the O-line, and when they were like 3rd ranked O-line last year.
Yeah.
But you lost over half of them for the better part of the season out of the gate, right? Gedeke was hurt for 4 games.
Cody Mock's out now.
Mock's out, right? You have all these guys hurt, and their replacements are like practice squad level guys. Your second string guys, you can't go from being top 5 to bottom 5 with your second string unless it's all 5 of them.
Yeah.
Right. And so sometimes you got to eat a few contracts, have a few guys. The Bears have carried like a backup center contract here and there. That's a little bigger than a backup should be, but not like star level or anything.
Yeah, but it's an insurance policy.
It's an insurance policy with O-lines. Like, when was the last time you saw an O-line, all 5 guys play healthy all the way through the season?
God,
maybe 07 Colts, maybe?
Yeah. Patriots undefeated season.
Yeah, but even that, I feel like, did they have a left tackle injury for a game? I could be misremembering.
I think their left tackle was Logan Mankins. I think he was pretty healthy throughout his career. But I mean, Realtor Dave, he's right. This team hasn't drafted a premier pass rusher. I mean, look, I'm not going to dive into the draft, Jamie. When I was in Tampa having my breakfast,
oh man,
felt like a real scout, man. I was really doing.
But those comments said a lot to me. I knew the season was over when you were saying that. When all you could think about was the draft, I was like,
man, because it's just like, take a look at this, and Ralph, you can agree with me. You seen with the Carolina Panthers too. I mean, take a look at the whole body of work. There was so many red flags with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the beginning of the season, but everybody kind of looked past that because we were winning. And now, it's exposed now. This team doesn't have
was
depth.
everyone looking past it? Because I feel like a lot of people, including people on this podcast, not just me, but a lot of people and a lot of people in the national media were saying, like, this is a dangerous way to develop a winning record.
Yeah. Did I not say that? You can't continue to live on the edge.
Exactly. You word for word, you said that. Ralph didn't say it, but he always gave that knowing smile.
Yeah,
Ralph's too cool to say it,
but the thing is with Ralph, like the Carolina Panthers, man, like you guys have been kind of up and down. And Jamie, I told him at the beginning of the show, I'm like, it wouldn't be a disappointment if you guys didn't make the playoffs this year. This is actually an improvement from last year.
Yeah.
Massive
improvement.
That's all this season was for us, was to improve.
But that's why it looks so bad for the Buccaneers. Yeah. We're sitting at 7-7 with the Carolina Panthers, and we just got smacked in the mouth and did nothing about it when the Atlanta Falcons and Kyle Pitts came into town. That's what my biggest problem is.
I think this week is going to be bad.
3rd and 20.
That's them numbers again. 3rd and 28.
Yeah. Yep.
That, y'all couldn't get off the field on 3rd and 28, and then the Falcons blew a 28-3
lead. It's just maybe they reversed the curse.
Little numerology.
Maybe they reversed the curse. And remember on Monday, what did I tell Ron? I'm like, man, I can't even hit you with that 28-3 stuff now because it's just like y'all got us now 3rd and 28. We couldn't get off the field. There's some problem there. I think that I don't like the fact that Baker went up there and said, "Oh, it's not on Todd, it's on me." No, it's fucking on everybody. It's you guys as a team.
But you have to like.
I get it, but I mean, it's just like enough with this sugarcoating shit, though. It's just
that's not sugarcoating. He's not the fullback. He's the quarterback.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
you need a quarterback that has that mentality. And you know what? Some of it was on him.
Yeah,
look,
but
I don't know how the guy can even get out of bed in the morning with the beatings he's taken in the.
I know, but I mean,
so it's not a criticism. But
with me. Though that game, that should have never even ended like that. That should have never even happened, but it did. And I think this is a fucking reality check for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that you're not the team of 2020 anymore. Though that's gone. Like I think there's some guys on that team.
Nobody has that mentality, right?
I really hope not, though, because it's just
when Brady. I mean, first of all, it's a different coach. It's almost every part of it's different. You have like.
I'm going to disagree because there's some games.
it's Baker's team now. It's not Tom's team.
I know, but
it's
this
Baker's team. I think it's more you need to get him out of the mindset, and this is tricky of like, this isn't Mike Evans' team anymore. This isn't Mike's going to come in and save you anymore, because that's
he
what it's
came
been.
in and saved us on that game because he was the only one balling out 6 catches for 131 yards.
And you lost.
The problem, and we lost.
And
And the reason why we lost is because the team can't generate a fucking pass rush to save its life. That front seven is horrendous.
Defense shit the bed.
Yeah,
I think Vita Vea is the only true.
I honestly I don't know what to do.
Serious guy up front.
Yeah, but I don't have a problem, Jamie, with the secondary on that team because the secondary can only cover so much.
No, I'm talking about the front.
Yeah, he's the only true.
No, you've got a great cornerback, you got a great safety, you got a great nose tackle / DT. / fullback. That was fun. How excited
that was fun to watch.
When I texted you that, I was so excited.
Yeah, man. I mean, I like seeing that stuff. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take some games lightly. They have a track record of this, and that's due to the fact.
I don't think they took that game lightly. I think that's part of the problem. That's what was scary was they didn't take it lightly, and they still got slapped.
I think sometimes this team goes into games feeling like they should win.
Yes,
in all reality,
that's a tricky mindset, right? Like, because there's two sides of that mindset. There's the going in feeling like you should win because I'm going to come in and punch you in the mouth and I'm stronger than you. You know, it's the Nick Saban mentality of hit their asses till they don't want you to snap the ball anymore.
Right.
Or there's the other side of thinking, which is also something Saban used to always say, was there are a certain amount of guys that think they win just by putting on this jersey. And you can't get into that mindset. That's the rat poison mindset. It has to be, we're going to step on this field and win every time. But it has to be, we're going to win because we're prepared. We're going to execute. We're going to stop you from doing everything you want to do. And we're going to do whatever we want to do. It can't be, oh, well, you know, I'm here and this is our record, which means we automatically win. Any given Sunday, right? You love saying that.
Yeah, any given Sunday, man. It happened. Look at the Patriots. They got humbled real quick. I seen Dave Portnoy, whatever the hell his name is, talking all kinds of shit, man. And then you look ridiculous.
Yep.
You look stupid.
Do you know the real reason Portnoy looks ridiculous? I didn't realize till a few days ago that not a lot of people know this. Portnoy's a short king, right? He's a little guy, which is fine. We love our short kings. What's not widely known is that he stands on his tippy toes in every picture.
Really?
And there's a bunch of pictures of him where he doesn't realize that it's not like just a shoulders up shot. It's a whole body. And you can see him standing on his tippy toes. Bro, I found a whole bunch of them and some of my buddies the other day because they were trash talking him. And one of my buddies was like, well, it's really funny if it's a gag. I was like, no, that's the thing. It's not a gag. Wow. He just doesn't want to seem like a short dude. And it's like, bro, find acceptance within yourself. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I gotta run. I can hear my son out there. My wife's getting ready to take him up, so I'll put him down so she can take the baby.
All right, man.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure.
All right, Jane.
Are we excited for Saturday night Bears Pack primetime?
I
could.
No Michael Parsons. So.
I know they. I think you guys are gonna take that game. Micah Parsons is done. For
that
is
right. Oh, dude, he tore his ACL. I think.
Yeah,
he's done. Mahomes is done. I mean,
you know, the thing that upset me the most about Micah Parsons tearing his ACL, other than that, I love watching the guy. I don't love watching him against us, but I think he's just a legit, like, I love him as a player. It's that Jerry Jones was sitting somewhere going, ha ha ha, I told you so, shit.
Yeah, oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right?
I told him.
Because he decided not to pay him, and then
9 3/4, and look where it got him.
But I'll leave you with a stat. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm going off the top of my head here. But Parsons was like second or third in the league in quarterback pressures per snap.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be Myles Garrett and then him, right?
That's another guy right there. You just said it. Myles Garrett to the Buccaneers. Let's do it. Don't care. Fuck
He
those draft
doesn't
picks.
appear to be leaving. He doesn't appear to be leaving. If he was going to leave, he would have left by now. However, the next closest guy for quarterback pressures on the Packers is like 94th in the NFL. Yeah. And remember, there's only 5 D linemen per team that are like getting starting snaps, or 4 depending on the team. I mean, depending on how you do this new linebacker edge mathematics. But
yeah, it's different.
With him gone, it's like, yes, we all know he's the best player in that defense. We all know he's the best or second best, probably defensive player in football. But I think what a lot of people don't realize is that there is nobody else good on that line.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I think the Pack are. I don't know. I think they could be in some
this could be
trouble there
now.
on defense.
Now their offense still looks like a top 5 unit, right? But Christian Watson got hurt last week too, and ended up leaving the game. Did not return. I don't know if I think it might have been concussion protocol, but I don't know if he
Okay.
clears it this week. If they don't have him, they don't have Micah Parsons playing in Chicago. I predicted us to split the series this year. Even when we started playing better, I was like, Packers always a problem, right? It's just always a
Right.
problem game for us, no matter where we play. And the general rule is an inversion of ability. So the team that's like 2-12 going into the game is almost always going to win it, right? Because they play like they don't care, like they don't want to live after the game. And there's nothing on earth that feels better than ruining the other team's season. I've told you
Oh
before.
God, yeah. That's what the Saints are doing right now. That's what the Saints did.
Yes. I've told you before, my favorite play in Bears history. It was like 03 or 04. All the Packers needed to do was beat Chicago to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's a horrible game, right? We were up I think it was no, we were up. Yeah, it was 10-3. Like as time was expiring, they scored a touchdown and Urlacher blocked the extra point. It was the last game of the season. And all they had to do was hit that extra point, take it to overtime. They would have beat us, no question. Blocked the extra point, and it kept them out of the playoffs. In my head, I remember that so much more clearly than us going to the Super Bowl, than all that stuff, right? Is like we ruined their season. Hell yeah. And so it's, that's the NFC North for you. It's just like no one plays worse when they get eliminated from the playoffs. They will often play better because they hate you that much more. All right, gents.
The NFC North.
Yep.
All right, man. Thank you for joining us
Have
here
a
on
great
the Frozen
cast.
Pirate Podcast, man. Thank you.
All right. See you next week.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.
That's Jamie with Fuck the Pack. Let's. I'm gonna get into these comments here. I'll answer these comments, and then we're gonna talk about the NFC playoff picture, and we will call it a wrap, man. Because, like I said, 9/12. Tomorrow's Thursday. It's not a big deal. Back to the realtor Dave here. He says the issue with our pass rush is not only Light used first and second round picks to draft the wrong players, but he doubled down on his mistakes by not signing in free agency or by trade. So those of you who watch the show, I was beating on that drum. Let's trade. Let's trade. Let's trade. Fuck those draft picks. Let's trade. Also, he says on middle linebacker, Lynch only signing in the last 3 years was Anthony Walker Jr. He saw Devin White declining, Levante David getting slower, and did absolutely nothing. Yeah, he tried. They tried to get a linebacker in here, Anthony Walker Jr. They cut him. Now they brought him back because the lack of inside linebacker. I don't regret Emeka Ibuka being drafted to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but there was a guy that you probably could have traded back in the drafting. Could have got maybe Jahad Campbell. That's a guy. How's he making out in Philly? Think he's doing all right? No, Ralph?
Yeah. I mean, he not bad. Not bad. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this NFC playoff picture, man. So as of right now, obviously, you guys are trying to knock us off the pedestal here this Sunday. It's kind of looking like right now with both the AFC and the NFC. We talked about this. The Rams, they're going to have the bye week. Can we both agree the Rams are probably the best team in the NFC right now? Or do you think it could be like maybe I don't know. To me, it's really right now between I think the Seahawks are dangerous. They're a sleeper team. But I like the Rams. But man, there's something about the Bears, man, that's too bad Jamie logged off. There's something about the Bears, man, that they're a tough team. I mean, they don't look like it, but they're a tough team. So as of right now, the Rams have a bye week. It would be Bears going into Lambeau to play the Packers, and then the Eagles going to San Francisco to play the Niners. And you got the Buccaneers traveling to Seattle right now. And then for the AFC, you got the Broncos who have a bye week as of right now. Patriots, Texans, Jags, Bills, Seahawks, Chargers. And the Patriots would be the away team at the Texans. That could be an interesting game.
Yeah.
what do you make of this playoff picture so far? Do you think it's set in stone, or do you think like, hey, week 17 is going to be a lot of shuffling going on, and there's going to be a lot of upsets? Because like I said, that big game, man, Buccaneers Panthers, that's going to be a big game.
You said it's going to come down to the season. Is going to come down.
I think it's going to come down to that. I really do. I think if the Buccaneers can, I don't know, man. I don't know how this game's going to go Sunday.
I think it's going to be some light shuffling because, like I said, I don't think nobody's won the division yet, right? Like nobody's won the division. Yeah, so nobody's won the division yet. So I think it's gonna be some shuffling, especially in our division because we don't know. You know, it's not gonna be two teams coming out of our division. It's just gonna be the division winner. And right now, we don't know it's gonna be us or y'all. So
you got the Patriots and Bills too. That could be some shuffling there. I think that's going to come down to the end of the season.
Yeah, because I think the Bills just came back and beat the Patriots Sunday, right?
Yeah, that was and you know, Patriot fans were all hyping themselves up. Hey, here we go. We're the best team, returning back to the Super Bowl, and you got punched in the mouth and pissed your pants. Did nothing.
Yeah, I think
they were up 21-0.
The Patriots might be one of them teams that once they get in the playoffs, they may not go as far as people think. You know,
they got a little bit of work to do though. They to me, in my opinion, they overachieved this year by a long shot. I expected them to be more improved, but I didn't expect them to be like this good.
It's almost like when you make that big of a jump, it's not like a gradual. You know what I mean? It's like you go from here all the way to here. You didn't really do this to get there. You just went from
kind of like the Commanders. Remember the Commanders last year with Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, and now they fell all the way off.
Yeah, they fell all the way off now. I mean, you know, Jaden Daniels, that's a shame, man.
To me, teams like that, they don't really. I don't expect teams like that to do much in the playoffs because that's too big of a jump. That's too big of an improvement to win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or make a deep run. Like you didn't really gradually get there. You just went from here all the way there.
Yeah, and Drake May, he doesn't have playoff atmosphere style like games under his belt, and that's a whole different level of football, man. That's a whole different style. I'm not saying that he can't, but I'm just saying I don't know if he has a full supporting cast. I get Stephon Diggs is playing very well. They got that kid, what is it, Hendrickson, on the backfield. He's a big home run hitter.
Henderson.
Yeah. I still think they need a couple more pieces. There are a couple more pieces.
Wide receiver.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs is only going to get you so far. The Bills, I don't really have. I'm not saying they're a bad team, but looking at that playoff picture, I think the NFC is a little bit more stronger than the AFC right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wide open for the AFC. I think a team to really look out for. Yeah, Kansas City's out. Like it's been so inconsistent. I think two teams to really look out for in the AFC. The number one team for me is the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a team to really look out for. If they can lock up that division, they get in. I like Aaron Rodgers' chances going deep into the playoffs. You know, you match up that Steelers team against the Chargers team. I have no faith in the Chargers, man, right now, just because of the simple fact that they're not consistent enough for me. The Buffalo Bills are probably the only threat out of the AFC, but I mean, who knows? Josh Allen, I mean, he can turn it on. He can turn it on in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. I mean, a lot of people
Josh Allen,
I think, Bills.
Yeah, the Bills, I don't really look at them. They don't really have a Super Bowl roster. They don't. I mean, it's just Josh Allen and James Cook. And,
they need to get him some help, but they can't. Yeah. They're tied up in a contract with him. So, you know, and you look at the NFC, the Rams are a dangerous team, but I keep saying this, any given Sunday, anybody can get knocked off. And I feel like the complexion with the NFC, I feel like when it comes playoff time, when the playoffs start, bro, records are out the window. You know, that's why I'm saying you take a look at that Eagles team, a lot of turmoil there, but I mean, playoffs, all right, that's a different story. We don't know what Jalen Hurts is going to do in the playoffs. I think the scariest team right now is the Seahawks, and that's just my opinion. The Seahawks and the Rams, I think those two teams are pretty dangerous. I don't think if the Bucs get in, I don't think they're going to make noise. They don't have the defense.
Is back alive in Seattle.
Yeah, the defense is for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is obsolete. They're just
That
not
was a
very
huge
good.
pickup for Seattle too. DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah. Seattle's good, man. A lot of people sleep on them. When the Bucs were playing Seattle, that was a shootout. That was a great game. Both teams from 1976, both wearing their throwbacks. That was an awesome game.
Jackson Smith and
The
Jigga
Buccaneers
turned into a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I think he leads the NFL right now in receiving yards, man.
Yeah.
But before we wrap this up, state of the South. I mean, where do you see this game going between the Bucs and Panthers? I mean, I'm looking at the injury report here. I actually had it up. I don't know where it went, but I'm looking at the statistics for both teams right now. The Buccaneers are 3-4 at home. You guys are 4-2 at home. We're actually better on the road, and against the spread, we're 5-9. You guys are actually 8-6 against the spread. Points scored per game, 18.9 for the Panthers, 28th in the league. Points allowed, 22.6, which is 14th in the league. Turnover differential, -1. The Buccaneers are actually a +9, and they still have a losing record. I don't understand. 25th in passing yards for the Panthers, 9th in rushing yards. Pass defense is 17th and 16th in rush defense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 16th in points scored per game. That's a little over-exaggerated, 23.4. Points allowed per game, 24th in the league with 25. That's a lot of points that they're giving up. Passing yards per game, 20th. Rushing yards per game, 21st. And this is where it gets interesting. Check this out. Defensive passing yards per game. Where do you think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rank?
Defensive passing yards.
Yeah. Giving up per game.
Giving up per game.
246 passing yards they give up on average per game. Where do you think they rank?
246. That's probably what? 17th?
30th.
That's 30th?
Defensive rushing, 30th. Dead last. Defensive
Hold
rushing
on.
yards per game.
246. They give up 246 yards passing a game. And that's last?
They're almost dead last. They're 2 spots out from being dead last.
Is it just me or quarterbacks not really passing for as many yards as they used to?
Yeah, they're not good, and that comes down to a lack of a pass rush. I'm not going to stop saying it, man. That's what it kind of comes down to. So this game right now, Vegas has the over-under 45 points. And
so in order to beat y'all,
3-point favorite.
Giving up 246, knowing that Bryce don't really throw for over 200. These are the games where he needs to throw 35 times, 36 times. He has to get 300. This got to be a 300-yard passing game for Bryce.
It could very well be a 300 passing yard game for Bryce. I mean, because like I said, the defense is playing like garbage. But then again, Ralph, I don't know, because did you get a chance to see the press conference with Todd Bowles? You see him dropping F-bombs like I've been doing all episode.
I did.
I don't know. Maybe that's what this team needed. Maybe that's why. I mean, can the Buccaneers really go out there and fucking shit the bed again? If they lose to the Carolina Panthers this week, I know the season's not over. You still got to play the Dolphins, and then we're back home in Tampa. But, I mean, if they lose to the Carolina Panthers, that's backbreaking for the Buccaneers. Like, you got to, like, to sum it up in pirate terms, the fucking ship's sinking. You got a massive fucking hole in the ship. Can they patch that up? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know what's going to happen this game. Do you know what's going to happen this game? Yeah, because, I mean, I don't. I have no idea. I don't know what team's going to show up. I hope it's the team that we saw in the beginning of the season that can pull out a win.
I don't know, because we could be the team that showed up against the LA Rams, or we could be the team that showed up against the Saints.
Yeah. So we could be the team that showed up against, the Saints, and we could be the team that, early on in the season just gets it done in the last minute. I kept on saying at the beginning of the season, I don't like this shit, man. It's nice, it's fun, but you can't keep living on the edge, and it costs them. And, you know, it's just ugly loss after ugly loss after ugly loss. Something's got to give. They're on a massive losing streak. They can't stop a fucking nosebleed. I don't know what's going to happen this week. I'm predicting them to have a better game, but I really don't have a prediction for this game. I don't know. I don't know how the Buccaneers are going to respond after what happened against the Falcons. I really don't know. And I don't know where that locker room's at. I'm not going to be a guy that sits there and claims, oh, yeah, the locker room's fine. Because I'm not there. I don't know. I'm just speaking on what I see. Yeah. It seems like everybody is kind of happy-go-lucky from the interviews that I've been watching. And again, I just cover this team for fun. I never claimed to be a historian of this team. I never claimed to be like this guru that knows everything about the team. I'm just doing this because I'm a fan and I voice my opinion. What I've seen this season, this team can't play defense. Teams like the Panthers, they can go in there and they'll air it out. It's just this defense can't figure out quarterbacks sometimes because when they look bad, they look bad. They give up one play, they'll give up another play, and then they start giving up all these plays. And then you got the offense. Like, that's why I said they don't complement each other. Coach, it's going to stop from the top. This game is going to be on coaching. I'm going to see how prepared they are. And for fuck's sakes, Todd Bowles, please, if you win the toss, kick the fucking ball off to start the half. I don't give a shit. Put the defense out there to start the fucking game. Just do it. I'm sick and tired of seeing this shit all the time, man. He puts the offense out to start the game. And you know how many points they get, Ralph, on that opening drive? 0.
None.
And then you're down at the half. And then you have to kick the ball off to the opposing team. And then they drive the ball down that fucking defense's throat.
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm nervous about this game with the Bucs and Panthers. I am. Because I don't know how it's going to go. I'm sure it's going to be entertaining football, man. My eyes are going to be glued to the screen. I'm actually going to be downstairs.
We don't know which teams is going to show up. You just don't know.
Yeah, I don't. And like I said, I'm going to do a pregame show and I'm going to do a postgame show. I'm going to watch it down here because this is something I need to watch alone because, like I said, I think there's going to be a lot of cussing and a lot of breaking shit. Not breaking shit, but you know what I mean. Like, I just got to watch this game. All right. Any last words, man, before I let you out of here?
No, not really, man. Just looking forward to the game and like I said, hopefully we can win the division. But if we don't, this season wasn't even supposed to be what it is now. It was just all about improving and finding out whether Bryce is the guy or not, and we still don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the last 3 games is gonna be interesting. You know, we got y'all twice, and then we got Seattle next week. But
before I let you go, what's up with the New York Knicks and what's his face doing what he did, man?
Oh, Josh Hart, I seen that, man. Yeah, I saw it. I saw the one you sent me, and then I had seen it like earlier before I saw you send it. But I don't know what that's all about, man. I don't know, man. I guess just me as a man. If something like that ever happened to me, like I can't be. That ain't flying with me, man. I ain't brushing that off. Like I might have to yoke him up in the hallway or in the locker room in front of everybody. Yeah. And just because the video is gonna get out. It's surfacing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you've seen his reaction. He like stopped what he was doing. He turned around. Like I don't know how I would handle that, man. That was
him right there. I probably would have slapped him or swung on him right there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man.
It ain't even no explanation you can give for that if you Jazz Hart.
Nah, there's nothing. What do you say? What do you say as a player, bro? I mean, how do you? Hey, why'd you stick your thumb up the dude's ass? What do you say? I mean,
you can't deny it because it's all over social media.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Yeah. Like what I'm kind of concerned about is what made you so comfortable in doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the camera was there.
Yeah, man. It's just look, hey, man. I don't know.
What y'all doing, y'all? Hey, man, is y'all business, but I know that ain't flying with me.
Yeah, no, that ain't flying with me neither. Fuck that, bro. Like that's nah.
Not even close.
Yeah, when I see now, it's just like nasty bastard, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? Come on, man. Hey, man, I'm looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I'll let me let me know if you want to join in on the post game. If you want to chime in, like I said, after that game, I'm sure it's gonna be it's gonna be a fucked up finish. I'm telling you right now. I just have this feeling it's gonna be a fucked up finish and it's gonna be a field goal. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Monday chopping it up with you guys too, man. That Ron is funny as hell, man.
Yeah,
I like that dude a lot, man. He can take it. He can take a joke, man. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nah, he's good, man. All right, let me know if you want to hop on the post game show and
Okay.
we can chop it up then.
Okay.
All right, man. I appreciate you jumping on.
No problem, man. Take it easy.
All right.
All right. Peace.
Peace. That was Dan. That was Ralph from Damn U2 Sports Talk. Make sure you guys go give him a follow on Instagram, on Facebook. Like I said, I tag him in a lot of the stuff that we do here. I really appreciate him jumping on, man. He's a good cat, man. Carolina Panthers fan. He's always on with us with the state of the South. With that, and shout out to you guys, the viewers, man. Make sure you smash that like button. Share this video, man. I apologize for all the cussing I did, man, and you know, I'm just trying to be a better person, but I mean, this team gets me so aggravated sometimes. It gets me so pissed off because we are so much better than that. As a team, they are so much better than that, you know, and it just kind of annoys me. And these are my final thoughts. It just kind of annoys me at the fact that, you know, Mike came back a lot earlier than expected, and to do what he did, and we still lost. They let Mike down. They let the city of Tampa down. They let all Buccaneer fans down. That shit is not acceptable, bro. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Real quick, guys, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys go check out that interview Daniel Morales and I and myself did with Dante Culpepper. Life After Football is the little trilogy that we're going to be calling it. Not trilogy, the little thing that we're going to be calling this. Pleasure to interview Dante Culpepper. He had a lot of cool things to say about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and playing guys like Warren Sapp. And then this interview, you're not going to want to miss. It's going to drop. I'm going to drop the links very soon. Make sure you guys subscribe and like this video. Follow me on X, Louis FPP. Follow me on Instagram, The Frozen Pirate Podcast. This is a controversial interview to some people. I don't think so. I think it was just a healthy conversation between three people. Dwight Smith, again, I appreciate him. I enjoyed his company and things that we were talking about. And you don't have to agree with everything he said. But I mean, it's okay for us to have different opinions, and I'm not going to get political or anything like that. But whatever party you vote for, whoever you like, whatever team you like, whatever, I'm not going to judge you for that, man. And we shouldn't. We're in a different time, and he was right. We need to start having conversations about more serious things so we can become better versions of ourselves. And I really appreciate Dwight Smith. You're not going to want to miss that interview I did with him. By far the most down-to-earth and probably like favorite athlete I've ever interviewed. The guy was truly amazing. He's an amazing father, and he's Super Bowl champ. And what he did in the Super Bowl 30 and 2 interceptions for touchdowns. It's funny, and he's so humble because I was like, man, why is this camera doing this? He was funny because I told him, I'm like, hey man, you should have been MVP of the Super Bowl, 2 touchdowns as a defensive back. He goes, nah, I'm Dexter Jackson. That's Dexter Jackson. Like, giving him the props, man. But yeah, guys, the Buccaneers need a reality check, and that was a reality check against the Atlanta Falcons. The shit can't keep going. We can't keep doing this, man. They got to find a way to win in Carolina. You know, the Carolina Panthers, they're beatable. But we're 7-7, and so are they. If it's me, I'm gonna come back with a pregame show later on, probably this weekend. If I'm the Tampa Buccaneers, I'm gonna let Mike Evans. I'm gonna unleash Mike. Pissed off Mike. I expect Mike to kind of go off in this game. I'm telling you, he might just put up 200 yards receiving. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But I expect Mike Evans to have a huge game against the Carolina Panthers because this dude wants to go to the playoffs. He's trying to make a push. And for everybody else on the fucking team, just follow Mike. Be like Mike. Be like Mike. I think this team needs to rally around Mike Evans because at the end of the day, he's the true leader of that team. He is Mr. Buccaneer. He's epitomized of what a Buccaneer should be. And the team's going to rally around him. And I expect him to be very vocal this Sunday. Guys, thank you for joining us here on the Frozen Pirate Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to the episode. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Sorry, I'm just a little tired. Counting down the days to Christmas, man. And shout out to my son Cody. I love you, buddy. Daddy's gonna be up there pretty soon. Happy birthday, 8 years old. 8th birthday, man. I don't remember when I was 8, but shout out to Cody and shout out to you guys. And joining us here and commenting and stuff like that. I greatly appreciate it, man. Like I said, share this video. Shout out to Realtor Dave, man. I appreciate you joining us on Wednesdays, man. That's huge, man. I appreciate that. Keep the comments coming. Keep engaging in the conversation, man. And we're doing a lot of cool things. I'm going to be printing out T-shirts pretty soon. And, yeah, we got some big news coming up in March. Let's just say I'll be making a trip down to Tampa again. But, yeah. With all that being said, guys, please put God first in everything you do, man. I apologize for the cussing. Just very passionate about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man. It's my squad, man. It's my squad. Hopefully we can get this W on Sunday and be in first place. And let's get hot. Let's get hot. Let's fucking fire those cannons. Let's go Bucs. Put God first, guys.